Hey, what's going on, everyone? Hope everyone's doing well. Today, I'd like to go over what's going on with the markets, in particular with BTC and Ethereum. As you may know, the market's taking a tumble. Lots happened in the beginning of this January, and pretty much a bullish, bearish trend. But anyhow, let's take a look at what's going on today with Bitcoin and Ethereum on the charts. So over here, we can see that Bitcoin and Ethereum uh, tumbled a lot last night, especially after when Asia woke up. There's a saying, when Asia wakes up, they either dump on you or they, moon on you, right? So obviously last night they did a lot of dumping. We can see right here with Bitcoin, it's currently sitting at $38,000. The question is, can this go lower? Possibly. And if it goes lower, how much lower can it go? So by just looking at this, um, the last bottom was around right here, right? Back in from the months of May, June, and July. It dropped a couple times down here around the $29,000-$30,000 range. I would put it at 30,000, just because there's at least three confirmations here around the 30,000 mark. So if the market if the market goes down any more, this would be the next level of strong support. And this was the last bottom from May, June, July. And I think this is possible if the Fed, for example, next week continues to be hawkish and gives a very negative outlook for the rest of 2022. If they're aggressive on the increase of interest rates and things like that, and more inflation, printing more of the U.S. dollar, I definitely can see this going down to these levels. And if it does go to this level and go under, we're definitely in a bear market. And yeah, we don't. And if it really drops down, it probably can go down to here. But I think that's probably not going to happen. But you don't know, right? Seems that nowadays, like, Bitcoin is very correlated with the stock market, and the stock market gets affected by what's going on with the Fed, right? So let's hope it doesn't go any lower than this. And if it does go here, it just stays around this level. And at this level, it's a pretty good buying opportunity. You definitely can buy the dip around here. Even at this point right now, if you look at this from a long-term perspective, where we're at right now, it's Bitcoin's very discounted, right? I mean, if you look at the RSI, for example, right here, it's currently sitting around 25, 26. The last time it was this low was back in May at 24, and it was like this, pretty much like this for the whole month, and then it bounced up to 35 RSI, and then it just like went bullish, right? It kept going up and up and up to 69,000-ish, right? So if you just do the math, right, if you just happen to buy some Bitcoin today and dollar cost average, around the $38,000 mark, and if it does even go down to 30, just the idea of it going back to the last all-time high of 69,000, you're looking at least 2x on your position, right? Which is great. So just that alone, and being patient, you can definitely make a profit, right? So not financial advice, but we're just using simple math here, right? But like I said, like the last time the RSI was this low was back here, and anytime it dipped under 30 RSI, Bitcoin would always bounce back up. So I'm not saying that we're at the bottom right now, because honestly it's impossible to predict the bottom, but there's a good chance of a reversal, right? But the likelihood of happening anytime soon this month, I think, is probably not going to happen, just because the Fed is kind of dictating what's happening right now. So, for me personally, I'm just gonna keep dollar cost averaging my purchases at this level, and if it goes lower at these levels, so anywhere from the 30,000 to the 38,000 levels range, I'm gonna continue dollar cost averaging. Okay, now we can go to Ethereum and take a look as well. Ethereum It's currently sitting at $27,884. And its RSI is also at 27 levels. And the last time it was here was a while, around here. And this is a March 2020. This is COVID lockdown time. And when it hit this point, it just kept going up. You can see it just kept going up. So, you know, if it does make a reversal, we might see the same pattern, but I believe probably not anytime soon, because Ethereum does follow kind of what Bitcoin does. I know a lot of people say a lot of things about Bitcoin is going to be dead, Ethereum is going to flip it, but at the current moment, Bitcoin is still the king, regardless of what you feel about it and what others feel about it. So whatever Bitcoin does, Ethereum is going to do the same. So when Bitcoin goes up, I believe Ethereum is going to go up, and currently it's on a bearish trend. So same thing here, just dollar cost average. Current price I feel is very discounted, right? And if it was to go lower, right? I mean, it has pretty good support here, though. I mean, so last night, for example, it sold down to like 27.52, and back in October, it had a couple support levels right here. Back in September, so I feel like this level might hold now. But if it goes down any lower, we're probably looking at, let's see, yeah, this area right here. This area has a good amount of support as well. We're looking at the next drop probably around the 2,500 to 2,400 levels. So definitely good buy zones from 2,400 all the way to 2,700 right now. So just like I said, dollar cost average, and you'll be okay. But to make sure, I always like to compare these, my technical analysis with crypto stackers and see what the selling pressure levels tell me, right? Because if, depending on what we see, but typically at the 2x short levels, there's really no incentive for short sellers to sell anything. So you can be pretty much assured that those price levels are pretty much going to hold around there, right? And in layman terms, like at the 2x short levels or even at the 1, it's a good time to buy, right? So let's take a look at what Bitcoin tells us on this chart. It's a little slow, but because it pulls like real-time data. Let's take a look. All right. So this was the most recent high, and let's see. See what the easy bands also tell us. All right, so if we take a look right here, so it did trigger the 2x short levels at 45, and it's also in between the 1x short levels, which is $34,000, right? So yeah, so like if you compare that to my Bitcoin chart, I have it at 30,000 to around 37,000 buy zone, right? And if you look here, it's pretty close too. I mean, at the 1x short level, it's looking at 34,000 to the 2x short at 45. So in between these two levels, if you combine my trading view chart as well, we're looking at the 30 to 45. But it already went under 45, so you can consider this like a discounted area right here, right? 30 to 38 right here. So pretty similar. Can it go lower? Like I said, it can. But if you're investing for the long term and you're a hodler, then don't worry about the short-term developments, but worry about the long term, right? Buy it and just hodl it, right? And dollar cost average. Okay, let's see what Ethereum shows us. Let me clear the chart. See the short levels, the most recent high. This was going up. Okay, so probably right here. Easy bands. Alright, so at the 2x short level, it puts it at $31.87, and at the 1x short, $23.90. Okay, so pretty close to what I was like looking at on my chart over here. You know, in terms of the buyer, where is that? Where did I put that? Right here, right here. So like the 2400 to the 2700 levels. So where does it show us? Yeah, see, about 2400 at the 1x short. So 2390, which is like essentially 2400, up to $3,187. So in between these levels, it's pretty much fair game. It's pretty much a discount. So you can dollar cost average between these two zones. Let's hope this doesn't go any lower. But if it does, then just, you know, if you dollar cost average, just hodl and keep buying. You know, if it keeps going down, keep buying, and then average the cost with those. So Crypto Stackers pretty much confirms what I have over here in my charts. So I feel pretty good about these buy zone ranges. Another thing that I also do for myself is I typically don't make a trade or buy anything until that asset or token is discounted by 50% of its all-time high. So there's a website over here. This is super cool. It's called Cryptorank.io. Let me refresh this, and you can see the change from all-time high to see the actual discount of the token, right? Like how much it went down. So if you look right here for Bitcoin, its current price is 38,000, and the all-time high price is almost 69,000. So the percentage from its all-time high, or you can say this is the discount column, is 44%. So for me, like I don't enter anything until at least 50% discount. So I feel like this can, I feel Bitcoin, if I can wait, right? I can wait for it to hit 50%. Right, I can wait for it to drop a little bit more. And then same thing for Ethereum, right? All-time high price is almost 4,900, and current price is $2,782. 42.8% discount. So almost there at the 50% levels too. So when both of these hit the 50% levels, I'm coming in to buy some. Right, I'm going to dollar cost average. What other ones I'm looking at, right, that I'm interested to buy? Solana, for example. I definitely can get these right now, right? I can get some Solana right now. It's at 52% discount, right? Cardano is definitely cheap, 61%. I like this project as well. Luna can go a little bit further, right? Maybe around $50-$60 range, right? You can get some. Polkadot, definitely discounted. If you get some Polkadot, make sure you stake it and get at least 10 to 12% on exchanges, or just, you know, on a Ledger S Nano. You get 10 to 12% APY staking. That helps mitigate a little bit the losses. I mean, if you're a long-term hodler, there should be an issue. Dogecoin is 80%, but I don't really care about this project because it's, honestly, in my opinion, it's a shit coin. I don't care if Elon Musk likes it. To me, it's a shit coin, so I'm not touching it. Avalanche is a project that I like. I feel like Avalanche is like Ethereum's closest competitor. It's pretty much doing what Ethereum wants to do, but it's doing it better, right? So I don't know if they're ever going to flip Ethereum, but I really like the project. I like the team. I like their progress and how much total value lock they have into their network protocol, which is pretty awesome. It's near my buy zone, right? So almost 50%. So I'm definitely planning to grab some of these. Polygon Matic is another project I really like. It might be a layer one day, so don't be surprised if they ever come out with that. But it can go a little bit lower. It can definitely go a little lower. My minimum buy target for this one is $1.80, but definitely can go lower. Shiba is another Dogecoin that I don't like, so I don't plan on touching it. If you like it, then buy it, I guess. But you know, I don't like it. I think it's another shitcoin project. What else? What else am I looking at? I like Phantom. Phantom's another project I like, so it can definitely go a little bit lower. Uniswap is a good project. You definitely can grab some of these. It's definitely discounted. What else? The Sandbox. I love it. The Sandbox is like, to me, the Sandbox is Minecraft / Roblox plus crypto plus gamification. It's beautiful. I like this project. Definitely discounted. I think it might be able to go a little lower because you know, Bitcoin and Ethereum probably can go a little bit lower, and if they go, it's going to take this one down with it as well. So, but it's definitely discounted. Definitely good to dollar cost average this one. And another metric I like to look at is TVL nowadays. Ethereum still looking at 164 billion. Terra Luna, um, Binance Smart Chain. I'm not a fan of this project so much. Um, there's many reasons why, which I can talk in another video. Avalanche, is number 4. Phantom, Solana, Polygon. So I like all these projects. I think they have a bright future. So, the fact that they're in the top 10 makes me feel confident because they have a lot of money staked into them and people are confident in the projects. So, yeah. Anyhow, let's see what the market's feeling right now as a whole. Yep, there's a lot of fear. So basically anything below 50 is like market's going towards a discount, and we've been here for a while. So I don't know when we're gonna get out of this, but as long as we're in this range, like you can just dollar cost average, right? So see what the CBBI index thinks. 45, pretty low. Yep. Yeah, pretty fearful. Yeah, across the board. Yep, definitely bearish trend. So there's quite a bit of Google search interest for Bitcoin today, and especially in the last couple of weeks. But in the last week, yeah, pretty high interest, and I'm pretty sure this is probably increased because of the bearish trend and the price going down, and people are wondering what's going on. But let's see what people are looking up. So, what the? Singer Meatloaf, how's this related to Bitcoin? This is like weird. Like I really think Google, like, they need to fix their algorithm because this is not even related at all. Like PlayStation 4, like what is this? All right, well, let's just ignore this part because it's not relevant, but there's definitely high level search interest for Bitcoin. And usually when this goes high, it can mean the price is going up or the price is going down, right? So you can look at it either way. By itself, you can't really tell, but then you can cross-check and compare with, technical analysis, what's going on with the news out there, what people are saying on Twitter, for example. So, but it's definitely going up, meaning people are just looking up and finding out, like, why is Bitcoin crashing? That's my assumption. Let's see what Ethereum shows. Same thing. A lot of search interest. Netflix stock. Yeah, Netflix is taking a beating today. Big time. And I think in the last 24 hours, it went down like 20%. And it's been a while since that's happened. Yeah, a lot of these are not related. Yeah, Google definitely needs to fix the algorithm in this area right here. Okay, let's see. Altcoin season. Nope, it's definitely not a bullish time. So yeah, it's not good. Bitcoin rainbow chart. Let's see where we're at. Let's see what it tells us in terms of the price of Bitcoin. We're in the green area, so it's cheap. So when it's in still cheap or anything below, accumulate, buy, fire sell, you definitely can dollar cost average and buy more Bitcoins. They also have an equivalent chart for Ethereum too, but for today's purpose, we'll just look at this chart. And let's see what the on-chain metrics tell us. So miner outflow is really not going up. So with Bitcoin's price sliding down, it's definitely not the miners' fault this time. So they're not selling. Miners are not selling at all. But if miners started selling, wow, that'd be disastrous at this point. It would definitely take Bitcoin to 30,000 levels, even maybe sub 30,000 levels. So let's hope they don't start selling. Let's see, Bitcoin exchange reserves. It's actually going down. So fundamentally, this is good, right? Because when there's less supply in exchanges, the demand goes up because there's not a lot of Bitcoin to be traded. So the price usually goes up. So so with this in mind, with just at least these two charts, I think the reason why Bitcoin is going down, or who's behind this, is probably Wall Street, right? Wall Street and hedge funds, big funds, venture capitalists, and things like that. Whales, big money folks, probably taking it down. And it makes sense that it can be taking it down because these big funds who have multi-billions assets under their management typically will sell riskier assets, also known as stocks and crypto, and in favor for bonds and things like that, because when the Fed raises up the interest rate, bonds interest rate for borrowing goes up, and they tend to buy these to lend it out, right? And so they can make more money, and it's more consistent and more guaranteed. And so as a result, when they favor bonds over riskier assets like cryptos and stocks, they dump them. And I think that's what we're seeing right now, right? It's a macroeconomic event now that's doing this. It's not, I don't think it's like really regular people in the masses selling off now who are known as retail folks. Because if they were, these things would go up a lot higher, right? These charts would go up a lot higher, and then the miners would sell more too, right? So I definitely think it's the big whales, the big money folks that are dumping right now. Yep, see, not a lot of outflow. And then for the stock to flow model, yeah, it's in the green area. And typically, when it's in the green, that's when it usually goes down, right? See, if you see green right here, historically it starts going down for a little bit and it goes back up. So when it does get back to yellow, then it'll go from like green, blue, red, and yellow. So we're gonna have maybe a good, let's see, green, December 2013. Yeah, if we enter like a bear market, we're gonna probably look at a couple of years of this, but hopefully that doesn't happen, right? Hopefully next week the Fed will become less hawkish and chill with the interest rates going up, and that might turn things around. But just be aware of this, and so you can take care of yourself. Yeah. All right, so let's see what the news is saying. So this came out recently, and it's kind of a big deal, I guess, because in terms of the biggest three players for Bitcoin mining, Bitcoin is still on a proof of work system to mine new Bitcoins and validate transactions on the network. The United States, according to this Bitcoin mining map from the University of Cambridge, the United States has 35% hash rate ownership of Bitcoin mining, making them number one, right? And then number two is Kazakhstan at 18%, and the third place one is Russia, right? China used to be number one, but they banned everything, so there's zero now. So the people who got the mining companies that got banned in China moved to like Mongolia, for example, right? Russia, I'm sorry, and Kazakhstan, and most of it moved back to the United States. I mean, you have other regions too, but the top three is the United States number one, Kazakhstan number two, and Russia number three. And recently, here's it. Kazakhstan had some issues with the country shutting down electricity, and as a result, it would knock out Bitcoin's mining operations over there. And this happened over almost 2 weeks ago, right? And that definitely affected Bitcoin's hash rate, right? So, but now it's starting to recover. But while this is recovering, this now happens, right? And the full ban in crypto, right? So it's gonna halt crypto trading, mining, calling it illegal. So with Russia being 10%, that's pretty significant too, right? So if this happens, dude, I think this is definitely gonna cause a little bit more tankage in the market going on. So just be ready for this one. For y'all who are just always liking to buy the dip, this is awesome news. But yeah, so it's possible that we might dip even further. This would probably affect the rest of this month and maybe next month as well. But yeah, this is definitely not good news, considering that Russia is number three for Bitcoin hash rate. So just be aware of this. Just be aware of this. Even if the Fed's chill, this alone will still affect the Bitcoin, right? So, but if they ban this and Kazakhstan is still having issues, I think maybe a lot of these miners might go to the United States. So with Russia being 10%, let's kind of do some simple math. 11%. So United States could be up to 45%, and Kazakhstan at 20%. If if this ends up being illegal, maybe this more electric issues illegal. I'm not sure what the next logical location is. Maybe Australia, or I don't know, maybe parts of Africa or South America or Canada. But if they end up all going to the United States could be over 51%. That'd be pretty significant. And if more than half the United States is going to be in charge of Bitcoin mining, it might get regulated, right? So that'd be interesting, because Bitcoin I don't think has any plans to be ever move to proof of stake. I don't think so. I think it'll always be forever proof of work. So that'd be interesting. It'd be interesting to see Bitcoin go in its own direction, and then other blockchain protocols like Ethereum, Avalanche, Solana going their own in this way, and they're all proof of stake. That'd be interesting. Bitcoin will be on its own thing, probably regulated. Ethereum and these other protocols, semi-regulated. Interesting. Anyhow, if United States gets 51%, that would be very interesting. That'd be very interesting. So one thing I do want to mention here is Mike Novogratz. I think out of all the influential people in crypto, Mike Novogratz is probably the most correct person to date. Like, he predicted 38K bottom, I think back in late December or earlier this year, and he's been pretty on point. Like, he's been on point in terms of macroeconomic terms as well too. So I think for this gentleman right here, you definitely should give him a follow and follow what he says. I'm definitely gonna probably listen to him more and plan better with his predictions. But anyhow, he said that yeah, exactly. Yep. Bonds are breaking down. As long as rates go higher, we will see pressure on Nasdaq and crypto, right? So crypto, as much as I love it, it seems to be correlated with Nasdaq or the stock market, and the stock market is affected by the Feds. So one triggers the other, right? It's like a cascading effect. But hopefully one day crypto would just decouple from stocks and Nasdaq in general, and just do its own thing, right? We all kind of want that. Anyhow, he continues with his conversation right here. Crypto will have a hard time rallying until stocks find a base. That's true. That said, crypto already had a decent sell-off and is running into some buying support. Buying support is basically people who are buying. Oops, what happened? Buying support is basically people who are buying the dip right now, right? So, like I said, if you're a long-term investor, just dollar cost average when the market goes down, and then just hodl, right? And then once you reach your profitable targets, you can take profits along the way, right? You see this as a short game kind of thing, you're gonna get burned and you're not gonna be happy. So do this for the long-term game, okay? Anyhow, I'm liking this guy, and oh look right here too. See, it even shows Insta block, another crypto analytics platform. It says right here, BTC and ETH are showing an extremely high correlation to Nasdaq 100 of 0.86, so 86% correlation. So basically, whatever stocks are doing right now, Nasdaq, crypto's falling pretty close. So whatever the Fed does, that's going to affect stocks, and that's going to affect crypto. And next week, they're going to have another hearing with the Fed. The Fed's going to have another hearing, and if they maintain a negative position or a continuation of negative narrative, yeah, we're definitely going to keep sliding down, right? So just be ready. But if they chill and scale back because of the negative impact that has been caused in the last 2 weeks, they may halt, and I hope they do, and not do hikes to the interest rates. Let's hope that happens, right? So the economy can continue its pace towards like a bullish trend, and Wall Street gets, is not as scared, I guess, and puts more of the money banks into riskier assets, and then we all can be happy, right? So let's see. So I like to end this video with this chart right here. This is pretty significant if you look at it, right? Because it's a Nasdaq stock market. Here's a quote. It says, Nasdaq investor sentiment is worse now than it was in March 2020. March 2020, as I remember, was COVID lockdown. That's when crypto started going up. Wow. So basically, the sentiment right now is more bearish than the March 2020 bottom. That's pretty crazy. So if you look at this just from purely from this picture, this chart, things are not going to get better, right? So always prepare for the worst, right? And hope for the best, I guess. But just, what I can say is straddle on that seatbelt, because this is going to continue to be a roller coaster ride, and don't do anything emotional. Continue to dollar cost average, and hodl for the long term, right? And if you're going to exit, make sure at least there's a minimum of 2x on your initial principal, and take some profits. Ideally, you would take profits and then keep your principal there. I'm sorry, take profits and pull your principal out and just let the profits continue to ride, right? If you take the profits, you can always move it back to other projects, right, when there's another dip. So just hold strong and try to stay positive, and don't buy high, but buy low and sell high. Okay, that's all I can tell you guys. All right, have a good weekend and have a good day. Bye bye.